Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Just leave the last people join the room. So welcome to the AWS Summit, Berlin 2019. Welcome to the Startup Central scene. I'm super happy to be here today, super happy to be the first one to speak today on this stage. We're going to have a packed agenda of session at the summit, but especially on that scene today, starting by this session. We'll then make a break with the keynote of Amazon CTO Werner Vogels at 10 a.m. So this session is usually planned for about an hour. We'll try to squeeze it into 45 minutes so that you guys have the time to go to the main keynote room and find a seat for the session of Werner Vogels. After that, we'll have a bunch of sessions starting 12 p.m. On this scene. Many technical sessions, some being hosted by AWS experts, other being presented by AWS customers on various topics such as big data, migration of regulated workloads, or extreme scaling, or AI that will be presented by our customer Zalando. And we'll finish the day by a panel on enterprise and startup collaborations, where we will be debating on opportunities and challenges and best practices to make those relationships fruitful. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to see that. But first thing first, who am I? I am Antoine. I'm from the Amazon Startup Business Development team here in Berlin. And what we do, what I do and what my teammates are doing, what our mission is, well, from a broad perspective, is helping any entrepreneurs, all entrepreneurs from all kinds, all over Germany. And because there are a whole bunch of startups out there, we estimate between 6,000 and 7,000 startups currently running in Germany, well, we needed to find scalable mechanism, scalable way to reach them and to help them. And this is the reason why we've built a set of programs that startups can benefit at different time of their life cycle, and regardless of their business model or their target market. And so this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to cover a few of those programs. There are more than that we're actually running, but we can only talk for 45 minutes, so we had to squeeze that in. But hopefully that will give you a great overview of how you can benefit from this program to develop your business, scale your company, and get new customers. So starting by the Activate program, this is one of the foundational program that AWS has built for startup. It is designed to help early-stage companies getting started on AWS at a time when they have a lot of ideas, a lot of energy, but not so much money and not so much capital. And so what this program provides startups is a whole bunch of benefits, such as AWS credits, so that, again, when they don't have a lot of money, they can try out their idea, build their first POC on the platform, put it to the market, reiterate, and scale when they found the product market fit. But because running an infrastructure for free is great, it's obviously way better to run a good infrastructure for free. So as part of the program, you'll have access with free technical support so that startups can call and reach AWS engineer 24/7 by phone, by chat, by email, so that they have somebody to speak to when they have a question with regards to the infrastructure. We also provide office hours at some of our partner startup organizations, such as incubators, accelerators, or VCs, where AWS Solution Architect go directly to meet with the startup, do one-on-one mentoring sessions so that they can answer the questions. As part of the Activate program, you also get trainings, online trainings, so that your teams can also get up to speed by themselves, so that they're also proficient to build your first project and your next project on their own. And so the way to get access to this program, is by working with the startup organization that you are part of. So if you are part of an incubator, if you are part of an accelerator, if you have been backed by a VC, ask your startup organization if they are already an AWS partner. If you are running a startup in Germany, there's a pretty high chance that the startup organization that you are backed by is already an AWS partner. And if it's not the case, then feel free to put them in touch with us, and we'll work hard on making this happen. OK, so now that you've run your business, built your first POCs, brought that into the market, and found your product market fit, it is time to scale. It is time to find new customers and get the word out there so that the world can see the great thing that you are doing. And this is the reason why we have the AWS Partner Network. We are partnering with companies that are bringing value to our customers or to our platform. And so there are two types of partnerships that we are doing as part of this program. The first one is the consulting partnership. Here we talk about system integrators or managed service providers that help customers migrating to the cloud or running new projects on AWS. But this is not what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to talk about today is the technology partnership that is designed for technology companies, B2B companies that are building their product on top of the AWS cloud. And by becoming a partner, you will have access, first and foremost, to AWS technical resources from the partner team that will help you building your product on AWS, making sure that it's ready to scale before you start communicating about it, getting new customers, and scale your business. And so being a partner is a journey. There's different steps that you will have to go through in order to unlock some of the benefits that you can get from them. Of course, it all starts by showing your interest in becoming a partner. So you go on the website, register as a partner, so you show your interest and get contacted back by the AWS partner team. Somebody will help you prepare the requirements for you to become a partner, to become a standard, and later on an advanced partner. And by becoming a standard advanced partner, you will have all kinds of benefits. Beside the fact of being followed by the technical team on your infrastructure, you will have a whole bunch of business benefits, such as market development funds. So that when you have marketing campaigns, AWS can co-finance up to 50% of this campaign in cash or in credits, so that you can develop your business. If you're running POCs with customers, you will have the possibility to have those, to also have credits to offload the cost of the infrastructure when you are running POCs with these customers. That means that it removes friction for you to run POCs, because you don't have at least to pay for the underlying infrastructure while you are running these test projects with your customers or leads. You will have access to sponsorship and co-selling events, access to customer references, case studies, or talks at AWS events. We'll have a customer later on, Marcus, who will talk about his story with AWS, and this is one of the story. And this is what we want to do, bring our customers, bring our partner on stage so that they can show the great things that they are building on our platform. And once you've been to the advanced stage, you will have the possibility to apply for a competency. And by achieving a competency, that can be in different domains. That can be in a type of workloads that you are running, SAP or Microsoft. That can be in a specific type of industry. financial services, manufacturing or healthcare, or in specific type of technology, you will appear as a specialist among the AWS Partner Network in a specific domain. With a competency, not only you will get a lot of exposure externally towards the AWS community, but also internally amongst the AWS sales, and you will become a trusted contact for the AWS sale to put them into salespeople, to put their customer in touch with you when the need in your domain of expertise occurs. Now, another great way to go to market and to find new channels for selling your solution is the AWS Marketplace. So how to define the marketplace? Well, as a buyer, Marketplace is an online store that helps customers discover, purchase, migrate, and start using softwares that they need to build products and run their businesses. As a seller, maybe you tomorrow, it is a route to market in order to target the AWS customer base. And it is as easy as going to a web shop, typing for the product that you are looking for, the solution, the software that you are looking for, finding the listing, pushing a button, and start using those solutions. It's really remove frictions into the ways companies and enterprises are buying and consuming software. And you can use that. You can become a seller in the marketplace regardless of your business model as a software company. Let's say that you are a software company that is shipping your products at the customer, shipping your software. Well, what you're going to do on the AWS Marketplace is building an image of a server with a pre-configured solution with an operating system and your software on top of it. And when customers will want to try it or buy it, with the push of a button, they will install directly this image in an instance in their AWS account. Now, let's say that your solution is a little bit more complex than this, and it requires not only one server, but maybe a couple of servers, load balancers, or a queuing system. Well, in the same way, you will have the possibility to build a template, a blueprint of the infrastructure that, again, customers with the push of a button will be able to just spin up in their AWS account. No need for configuring themselves this infrastructure. They just click on it, and it arrives on their account. That, let's say that you're a SaaS provider, and that you and your customers don't want to host themselves these solutions. They want to leave you this heavy lifting with you. Well, same here. You can still list on the AWS Marketplace and create connections, target the AWS customer base, and get new leads and new customers through this. And finally, same goes if you are an API provider. You will be able to expose your API towards the AWS Marketplace and expose the endpoint so that customers can make the link between their infrastructure and your API directly through the AWS Marketplace. OK, so why would customer buy in the AWS Marketplace in the first place? Well, for three main reasons. The first one is that it's a flexible consumption model. Cloud computing have seen a huge interest, obviously, over the past 10, 12, 15 years. And one of the reasons for that is the flexible consumption model that it proposes. You can just spin up instances, pay by the second. If you don't need them, you can just shut them down. Well, the marketplace is bringing the exact same concept to the software world. It removes the friction for them to test and install software solutions into their infrastructure. It's easy to deploy, and it's secure to deploy, because you will be building, together with AWS experts, your solution, your blueprints, customers know that when they will be purchasing solutions through the marketplace, it will be already secured. And they won't have to worry whether they have been doing the right configurations or not. And finally, it is simple from a billing perspective. Because by purchasing through that channel, customers will have to pay only one single bill at the end of the month. One bill to AWS, combined with their AWS infrastructure and all the different providers that they will be dealing with through the AWS Marketplace. OK, so now why should you sell through the marketplace? What are the benefits for sellers to put their solution out there? Well, first of all, that helps you to right away extend your reach to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers. There are more than 1 million active customers every month on AWS. And among these, close to 200,000 active customers purchasing on the AWS Marketplace. And this can be your new playground. This can be your new target if you choose to become a seller on the AWS Marketplace. And on top of opening new markets and channels for you to bring your software to the market, it will help you shorten your sales cycles. You will attract new customers. As we said earlier, it removes friction for customers to try and purchase softwares. They will be able to do free trials, and if they don't like it, they can drop it. And if they do like it, they can move to different models. They can keep on paying by the hour. They can choose to pay by the month or even by the year, so that they pay a smaller fee for the software that they are utilizing. And with the marketplace, you will still have the possibility, if you are finding big customers, big contracts through these channels, to negotiate private pricing. So you don't have to stick to the price that is that you will have listed on the platform, but it also supports the possibility for you to negotiate private pricing for specific customers. OK, so after having talked about those different programs, I think the best is to have a real-life example of how a company has been leveraging those 3 specific different programs: the AWS Activate program, the AWS Partner Network, and finally and recently, the AWS Marketplace. And so I'm happy to welcome on stage Marcus from Acceler, who will tell us about his story.
Thank you.
Marcus.
Yeah, good morning from my side. My name is Marcus, and I'm leading the cloud team from Acceler. And in the next roughly 10 minutes, I'll show you how AWS enabled us as a company to help our customers to build better software. And I'll start with a very quick introduction on who we are and what we do, and especially what our product Gamma is doing. And after this, I'll guide you through how the different programs that Antoine just presented helped us to go to market with AWS. Yeah, software is running the world. There's almost no product in the world anymore that is running without software. And on this slide, I just put a few examples on products that are not working without software anymore. There's cars, airplanes, office spaces. And for most people, software is something very abstract. And that is why I want to quantify it a little bit more for you. What you see on the slide now is the lines of code, so the lines of software that operates these different products. And what you can see is that a car has about 100 million lines of code, an airplane has 6 million lines of code, MS Office has 45 million lines of code. So this is really massive amount of software that are operating these products. And we as a company, we believe that training more and better developers is only one side of the coin. And the other side is that we also need better tools to manage the quality of the software more efficiently, to make sure that all these products are operating and doing what they should do. And that is why we developed Gamma. Gamma is an intelligent software analytics platform that enables enterprises to monitor, manage, and improve their software quality. In its core, it's a static analysis platform. So this means we read the source code, we parse it, we build a model of the source code, and then we find all kinds of hints and problem areas in the software, and we propose solutions to it. And when we started as a company about 11 years ago, actually our field of business was entirely different. What we did was software services. So this means we did software assessments, software audits, software development projects, and so on. And as part of these services, we developed more and more internal tools for ourselves to improve these services. And then in 2017, we had the idea of, why don't we bring these tools as a product on their own to our customers, so that they don't require our services anymore, but they can use our tool to improve the software on their own. And then is when we started launching Gamma and started transitioning into a product company. And because a lot of companies are still having their software development locally in-house, we had to go to market with two different things. We definitely wanted to go to SaaS, because startups are operating fully on the cloud nowadays, but we also had to do on-premise, self-hosted versions of our product. And so in January, we started looking for a cloud provider that supports these different needs that we had. And we started with a benchmarking. So we looked at the three biggest providers on the market, which is Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. And we compared them using three different metrics. We looked at computation speed, because that is very important for us as a company, to quickly scan the software. We looked at requirement fit, so how well does it support our needs in terms of software architecture. And we looked at costs. And in 2017, AWS clearly won for us, and that is why since then we are relying on AWS as a partner. And what might be interesting for other startups out there, already at that time when we started with the benchmarking, we were reaching out to the AWS partner team. And they provided us with sandbox credits. So we got credits to do our benchmarking and do our comparison with all the different providers. Then starting from April 2017, we started deploying our solution to the cloud, which also had some very interesting aspects to it. Because what we do as a company is very computational intensive, like the scanning of software. We needed some really sophisticated auto-scaling solution where we launch instances, we deploy workloads to different instances. So we had to do fast instance creation, flexible instance types, and that was very well supported by AWS. And then in December 2017, we launched our product to the market. And then 2 months later, we received funding by VC, and together with the funding, we joined the AWS Activate program that Antoine described before. And that was a really lucky shot for us, because AWS Activate really helped us to focus on scaling our technology. This was 2 months after we went live. That was a really exciting phase for us. Customers were onboarding, we were growing, and with AWS Activate, we could really focus on the technology aspect, especially my team, to see how we can grow our technology, how we can experiment with different ways of scaling to support our growth. And to show you a bit more about what this means, I put two graphs on here. On the left side, you see our user growth, and I highlighted where we joined the AWS Activate program. So this really shows that it strongly went up after we joined the program, and we could really optimize, and now we are completely fit for the future growth. Overall, actually, we scanned more than 500 million lines of software now on our cloud platform of thousands of applications. And what this picture shows is how the analysis is distributed over the day. So when our customers want to scan their software. And what you see is that there's a clear peak during normal business hours. So most of the customers are from Europe, and they scan over the normal business hours. So a peak is like from 9 to 4 in the afternoon. And this perfectly explains why cloud was the right solution for us. Because without cloud, we would need to provision the maximum of resources all the time. And now we just scale it up during business hours, we scale it down when business hours are over. And that has proven very successful and cost efficient for us. So that was the first part of the journey, which was more focusing on technology, scaling our technology. And now, quite recently, we joined the AWS Marketplace that also was described before. And if you looked at who is our preferred SaaS customer, it becomes quite clear that the Marketplace is a very good fit for us. Because our preferred SaaS customer has to be willing to put his source code into the cloud, because if that's not the case, then we cannot onboard him as a SaaS customer. He has to host his CI/CD, so continuous integration platform, on the cloud, because if he has his development environment locally, it becomes very challenging to get that integration done. Then he is as large as possible with lots of people, lots of code, so he buys a large package from us. And he's an AWS customer, because then technology-wise, it's a very good fit. And this is why AWS Marketplace is perfect for us. All the Marketplace customers are AWS customers. Most of them have their development in the cloud already. They operate with the CI/CD tools from Amazon. And then, of course, on top, we get this unified billing, the transparent portal with the reviews. And we get support with the GoToMarket. And that is also why we are here today. Yes, and we are live since January. So if you want to check out our listing, you can just enter the marketplace, you type in Gamma, and then you see how it looks like on the marketplace itself. Yeah, now let me show you how our journey continues. When we launched Gamma, we actually had a big idea that we are following. We want to use source code as data. And the reason for that is quite simple, actually, because in the work with our clients, what we've seen is that a lot of software problems are not unique, but they are problems that happened before. So this means whenever a developer has an issue or a challenge, it's very likely that a different developer in a different project faced a similar challenge before and solved it already. And that is the data that we are learning from. How does it look like? It's actually quite simple. We look at two states of the source code, before a change and after a change. And we look what happened during those two stages. Like, did it introduce a bug? Did it solve a bug? Did the quality go up? Did the quality go down? And with that knowledge, we train a knowledge base and then apply it to a recommendation engine. And what this means, if a developer writes source code, he changes something, and we find a pattern that caused a bug in the past, then we can highlight it and tell the developer, oh, please be careful, what you just changed looked very likely to a bug that we found in the past, and this is how it was solved. And so immediately when he writes his code, we can make sure it's running fine. And the interesting bit is that this will require infrastructure at a completely new scale, because I just put a few numbers on the slide for you. There's more than 37 million open source developers worldwide that contribute to more than 100 million open source repositories. And overall, we're looking at more than 1 trillion lines of open source code. And this is just a snapshot. Many of these projects have decades of history, like Linux, with like decades of bugs and fixes for bugs. And that is the data that we are currently learning from. And for this, AWS has proven to be a very good partner for us. We're extensively using GPU instances for our model building. We're using Aurora as our database. And we are using SageMaker to do our AI experiments. So far, the journey has to be proven very, very good for us. Yeah, I hope I could give you a quick introduction on how these different programs worked out for us. And if you want to hear more about our company or our journey, then we have a booth in the back of this hall at the startup area, and we are here the whole 2 days. So you can just come by and talk to us. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see how startups are able to leverage all those different programs to develop their businesses, and we're super excited to see what's coming up with all those machine learning development that you guys are working on. And if you are also interested into becoming a seller, just like Marcus and Axelair, be aware that there is a startup program to help you getting started. You will get a white glove service and fast track service to build your solution on the AWS Marketplace and get and reach those tens of thousands of customers. Okay, so we've been talking quite a bit about B2B companies, software companies over the past 20 minutes. But what if your company, your startup, is a product company? What if you are targeting the B2C market? Well, we are also getting you covered here with the Amazon Launchpad. As part of the Amazon family, we can actually create connections towards our colleagues at Amazon Retail to get you into this program that is called the Amazon Launchpad, which is a dedicated space within the Amazon.com website where cool startups can showcase the product that they are offering. If you don't know yet, definitely go take a look at this. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of early adopters in that room, and so am I. And I'm sometimes have to really refrain myself from not buying those products, otherwise I would spend all my money on that. But it is literally a dedicated space for hardware, apparel, and product and B2C products in general that startups are building within the Amazon retail space. It allows startups to launch faster their products, to target faster global markets. You will be in touch through this program with our Amazon retail team that will help you getting your listing ready up to your first sale. It will allow you to get discovered. There's more easily, because this is one dedicated space. It will allow you to get more exposure because there is, it's not just a simple Amazon.com listing. It is a little bit more complete than this, with the chance for you to talk a little bit about your story, show your team, show your vision, post some videos into this listing so it attracts even more customers. And obviously allows you to go global quickly. If I'm not wrong, the Amazon Launchpad is already live in Italy, Spain, UK, France, and Germany. Only in Europe. There are also launchpads in the US, in India, and probably other countries that I missed here. So that really, really allows you, as a product company, to target, to go global very, very quickly. You will have access to services such as Fulfilled by Amazon or Prime Delivery that are sometimes reserved for already well-established companies. So in order to get into the program, a couple of eligibility requirements. First of all, you have to have received a funding in the past, either through a VC, an accelerator, an incubator, or having run a crowdfunding campaign. You have to obviously have a physical product, hardware, food and drink, clothing, apparel, accessories, and so on. And you have to have a product that is available or very close to be ready to ship. You have here a couple of examples of actually German companies when it concerns sunglasses that started selling on the Amazon Launchpad. So you understood it. This is a great opportunity as a hardware startup to get your business a strong kickstart. And we'll be happy to connect you with a team after the session if you are one of these hardware startups that is interested into the program. OK, so we talked about software, hardware. Now let's finish with voice and Amazon Alexa. So for a little bit of history, Alexa was launched back in 2014 with the launch of the Echo. And it's immediately got a lot of traction and a lot of users. Amazon followed quickly with different devices, the Echo Show, the Echo Spot with a screen, the Echo Dot, and even more and more flavor of the Echo family over the past few years. And in a similar way that Amazon opened up its computing services to developers in the form of Amazon Web Services, when in 2015, Amazon opened the Alexa ecosystem to developers. And so this is an opportunity for developers, businesses, startups, enterprises to build on that ecosystem and create new experiences for customers and build the customer experiences of tomorrow. So how to seize these opportunities? Well, there are two different ways. On one hand, there's the Alexa Skills Kit that allows you to build a skill that will be hosted on the Alexa app. And on the other side, there's Alexa voice service that helps you, allows you to tap into the voice recognition technology of Alexa to build your own product and add some smartness into your applications. So with the Alexa Skills Kit, you have the possibility to target your customers in new ways. Think about how Uber created a skill so that people can request a cab without having to take their phone on their hand. Think about how Capital One, US Bank, has built their skills so that customers can directly ask to Alexa what's their current status on their account. Or even how food delivery company like Delivery Hero build a skill so that customers can request food from their couch without having to take their phone in their hands or open their computers. On the other side, with the Alexa voice service, as a device manufacturer, as an app developer, you will have the possibility to add Alexa capabilities to your products. And this without the need of building complicated, time-intensive and resource-intensive machine learning model to build your own voice recognition technology. You just connect directly through the API, build your application, build your logic on your side, but leverage the voice recognition technology that Amazon has been building and that is improving day after day. So if that raises some ideas on your side, or if you're already a voice company, voice startup, well, please be aware that Amazon is investing in this type of company through the Alexa Fund. We are investing in different sectors of the home automation. We see Echo devices as a hub for home automation, where different providers building on the different use cases that you can see in your apartment, in your home, can connect to, can benefit from tens of millions of Alexa devices that are already on the market. So that was a short overview of the main programs that we are proposing to help you. And I hope that you were able to grasp how AWS and Amazon as a whole family can help your startup, can help your business getting started and growing regardless of your business model. So if you're interested, I think we have time. We have a couple of minutes for questions if you want to. And then after that, I will let you quickly join the keynote scene to watch Werner Vogels on stage. Thank you.